All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rachab Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. All right, so today I wanted to talk about something I guess that's been lingering around Israel for the last couple of days. Um, I'm late to the party, but it's not so much about what it is the march that happened um, from these guys at IUIC, and I didn't want to talk so much about the march as much as I wanted to talk about this guy who commented on. Um, I guess his commentary was on um, how he was upset or it bothered him that people had something to say about the march. Now I don't know if he was talking about us, and maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But he said that we should look at the march in so many words. He said we should look at the march as something that we could use to wake up the children of Israel. And he said some other things about here they are, they're trying to do the work, and they're using this method to wake up the children of Israel, and people have bad things to say about it, and so forth and so on, right? Uh, Bear with me for a second here. So he said all those things, right? And I just wanted to talk about, speak to that, and say that, you know, we're living in crucial times, right? Matter of fact, making me think of a scripture here. Let me see. I think it's excuse me. Okay. This is Amos 9:9. It says this. It says, "For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." Right. So when you think about that, right? When you're sifting corn in a sieve, or I always say this when I think of the scripture. Um, my son's great grandmother, she was Cape Verdean. She was making cornmeal one day, and she had a little flower pot, and she had like a net over it, or something mesh over the flower pot, and she used her knuckles to grind the cornmeal, and all the good corn fell into the pot, and that's what she used, and all the chunks and lumps that she couldn't grind down, or that the net and her knuckles wouldn't grind down, she chucked in the trash, right? So that's what I think of when I think of sifting in a sieve. There is going to be certain grain that are usable, and there's going to be certain grain that are not usable, right? And when with this crucial time that we're in, right, this rebuilding of the nation, which I'm going to get to in this next couple of scriptures, we have to be cognizant of what type of grain we're using, right? What type of stones we're building with, if you will. And this is why GMS and any other camp who has, or anyone has who has showed or expressed their disdain with the carelessness of IUIC. This is why we do it, because it's vital. It's important. We're in a crucial time, right? It's crunch time. So when you think of crunch time, right, when you're playing in a basketball game, those last 2 minutes of a close game are important. You can't make any mistakes. You got to make sure that every play goes right. You got to make sure the proper players are on the court, right? And that's what we're doing. When we speak about IUIC in the way we do, we're making sure that the right players are on the court. We're making sure that the sword is being yielded properly. Okay, because they're not yielding the sword properly, and this is why we get on them so much. This is why we have an issue with them, not because of a personal issue, as this guy, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the guy in a second here. Not because of a personal issue, not because, right. So he said two things. He said a doctrinal issue, and then he said a personal issue. Then he continued on saying personal issue. Well, we don't have no personal issues with them. This is all business. We're building a nation here, and we got to make sure that the elect understand, or the hopeful elect understand, that there's a certain type of brick you build with. There is a certain kind of corn that you cook with. Okay, so let me continue on. It says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right. So another thing he said in this video that I'm going to show you, he said that IUIC's march was a power move. Right. So the only reason why you would make a power move, if you're like, for instance, right, if you know, for those of you who played the block when you was a young man, when you make a power move on somebody else's turf, you trying to take it over, right? But if that turf is going to be destroyed, what's the sense of trying to take it over, right? That's what a power move is. A power move is when you're trying to make a play. You trying to, you trying to show. If I don't know if y'all watched the, let me not talk about that, but a power move is you trying to take over something, right? And why take over America? What are you taking? Something that's going to be destroyed, you know? So all the sinners of the people shall die by the sword. This is what's coming here, right? So the good corn is going to be used, and the sinners, or the bad corn, is going to be taken out of here, man. Okay? So it says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So this is what we're coming upon. We're coming upon, or we are in, the rebuilding of a nation. So we're taking out all the bad apples, if you will, right? Like when you do proper fishing, right? You cast out a net, right? You drive the boat, and you allow the net to drag through the fish. You pull the net onto the ship, and then you take out all the bad fishes, man. All the shrimp, the crabs, the lobsters. You take all of those out, and you throw them back into the water, right? So that's what this is. This is our way of holding our nation accountable, and making sure that no bad influences are around, man. Or and if they are around, like the scripture, matter of fact, I'll show you something, man, because a simple understanding of the scriptures will help you understand that what we do when we get on other camps is scriptural, man. Right? So this is Romans 16 and 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. You see? So it is our duty as men of the Lord to make sure that the scriptures are being taught properly, and that there's no fluff involved in the teaching of the scriptures, because you don't need anything outside of the word, man. Oh, that's a method they use to wake up Israel. How are we going to wake up Israel? The word is all you need. Matter of fact, this is one of the ones I have on my list here. Let's go here. Let me see. Check this out. This wasn't the one I was looking for. Oh, it's in the same. Oh, here it is. It's in the same chapter. But I'll read all three of these, right? Or all four of them, rather. Um, this is John 10 and 3, right? It's, matter of fact, let me go in there. Let me go up in there. It's all in John, same chapter. So let me go up in there. I'm gonna start at let me see. Mm. Check this out. I'll start at the first verse. This is John 10:1. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber." Meaning what? There's only one way into this thing, man. And you gotta make sure that that one way is being followed. If you come up some other kind of way, if you're doing things that aren't scriptural, you never heard of the apostles marching in the streets of Rome. I said that made me laugh. Shit sound crazy. You never heard about the apostles marching, or when Peter and I think Peter and James, when they got locked up, you didn't see the other apostles, the rest of the apostles that didn't get caught up marching, talking about let Peter go. When Paul got locked up, you didn't hear people you didn't hear in the scriptures of people marching free Paul with their picket signs and marching in unison. You didn't see none of that, right? So if it isn't in the scriptures, why are you doing it? This is people have been trapped in America for too long, man. They've been trapped in America too long, and this mentality, this Western mentality, is burned and singed into their brains, man. It's not scriptural. You don't see anywhere marching against violence. This matter of fact, let me let me see. Let me go to this one. Bear with me for a second here. Right. This is Matthew 11:12. It says, "And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force." Right? So were the apostles marching? Were the disciples marching? Were they trying to get away from this violence? From the days of John the Baptist, even till now, he says, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. The Lord Yahweh Shai said this: "If this were my kingdom, my servants would fight." Meaning what? This kingdom, this dwelling that we are in is not of ours. It's not of the Lord Yahweh Shai's. So what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? The Lord is our defense. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is our defense. And he's the one who's going to end the violence in his time. The Elder Apostle Gabar did a beautiful show that we're living in a time of violence. This is the time we're living in. Okay? So let me go back here. Okay, it says, "But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out." Right. So we don't need any how do I want to say this? We don't need any extra to lure people in. We don't need anything gimmicky to draw people in. All we need is the word, man. That's all we need. And if we continue to try to do gimmicky things, it tarnishes the truth. It makes it dirty. You don't need any gimmicks. All you need is the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's it. Okay? It says this: "And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice." You see? So the key is to get the word and to teach the word. And that's all we need to do. To get the word and teach the word. And that's all we've ever needed. Okay? It says this. "And the stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. This parable spake Yahweh Shai unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Yahweh Shai unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. by me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Let me see. Where's that scripture at? What verse was that? Last one, I think it was 27. Now I remember it. Now that I click back. Yeah. So let me go here. It says, this is the 27th verse. It says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Right? So what is the voice of the Lord? The scriptures, man. And that's all you need. Why do you need to dress up the truth? The truth is not enough. The scriptures is not enough. You got, and let me show you this guy, right? This is what I mean by you got too much gimmicks going on, right? This guy's a walking advertisement. A hat with the menorah on it, truth, banging on. I'm sure that says Esau. Look at the back. Israelites are lit. This is a commercial. This is a commercial. This is what an endorsement. You know? And here he is on the camera telling people how they should do or how they should be. And look, he's speaking, got his head covered, right? How do you take this seriously? You know? And I mean, nothing against him. I don't know this guy. I don't know who he is. But so what? We spoke about IUIC. The Lord Yahushua had a problem with the same type of people who are about vainglory, people who are about their exposure and not the furtherance of the truth. These men in IUIC fit what it says in Matthew 23 to a T, man, to a T. And the Lord Yahushua had a problem with them. He didn't say, oh, well, they're Israelites. They are teaching the laws, and then you are supposed to follow the law. So just let them do how they do. That's a power move. No, he was against the way they were behaving themselves. And likewise, the men of his men, the men that follow his voice, are against their behavior or against their ways. Okay. So let's go. Where was I at? Which one was I on? All right. So let's go. I got another scripture, right? Because I wanted to show you some examples. But first, let me go to this scripture real quick. I want to show you some examples of Matthew 7. This is Matthew 7. Okay. This is Matthew 7 and 13. Yeah. This is Matthew 7 and 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat, right? So what does this mean? There's a very narrow passageway into this truth, man. And it's difficult. You can't just do it how you want to do it. There are prerequisites to how you are supposed to behave in this truth. And the scriptures outline that. And if you're not doing it according to the scriptures, then you're going off. And you're going to hear from the men of the Lord who are of the hopeful elect that are against those ways, man. You're going to hear it. It's just as simple as that, So let me go to some examples, right? So people have an issue. They take issue with us saying things against other camps, right? But I want to show you something. Right? To show you how the Lord is particular about the way he does things, right? So I'm going to show you this in the law. Let me check this. I'm going to show you this right quick. 21 and 18. Show you something. Deuteronomy 21 and 18, right? It says this, right? If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken to them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate, of his place, And they shall say unto the elders of the city, of a city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Verse 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die, so that thou put evil away from among you, and Israel shall hear and fear. So what is that, right? That's an example of holding somebody accountable for their behavior. And as a nation, right, holding a person accountable for their behavior. And what do the scriptures say? Rebuke before all, so that all may fear, right? So that's what this is. This is an example of holding your nation accountable to remove the evil from it. And all we're doing, right? We're throwing spiritual stones. We're spiritually stoning, right? All we're doing is talking. But the mentality is this. And you know what? We had a guy that came around, right? He used to come around all the time. He used to big us up all the time. I mean, he followed us from every part of Boston that we were in. He followed us. He found us and he came to watch us, right? So then we had this other guy who had been around us for quite some time too. We actually met his sister first, right? And she was like, "Yeah, my brother's looking for Israelites." And this is when we first started coming around. He would always come around talking about, oh, when he starts to come out, he gonna be getting busy and all of this stuff, right? So some years had passed, and the elder Adama finally called him out on it. Like, look, bro, you got to start doing the work. All this talking about, I should, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You got to start doing it, right? And he didn't like that. And the other guy who followed us around every borough of Boston, now all of a sudden, oh, I'm not gonna be around y'all. Y'all calling people out now, and that's what the issue is. The issue is, here in America, you're made to feel good about your opinions. You're not challenged by your opinions. So you do what you want to do. You think how you want to think with no challenge, with no rebuke. And as soon as the rebuke comes, you shy away from it. That's what the issue. That's what his beef was. Not that we were talking about some great move that IUIC ain't did shit. They haven't done shit. I've been around Israel, or I've heard about the word for the last 11 years or so. And I've never seen Nate say anything of value, anything that's going to grow a nation of people. He's not showing them how to have integrity. You can do what you want to do in his. All that is a Christian church with an Israelite spin on it, man. You know, it's our duty as defenders of the gospel to say things to people that are going off, man. You know. So I got one more scripture, right, to show you how the Lord does things. What is that? Judges. Oops. I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh, I knew it. Let's do this. Maybe that is. Okay. Judges 7, and I think the point is in 5, but I'll start at 1. Okay. It says, then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the hosts of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand have saved me, right? So let's see what the Heavenly Father did to whittle this number down, okay? It says, now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there return of the people 22,000, and there remain 10,000. Okay. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he brought down the people into the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place. Now this is an example of how the Lord whittles things down. He couldn't allow so many people, right, to take over the Midianites, because they would boast of themselves of it being their own power. So he wanted a small number. So how did he choose that number? He chose it by what? Now, when you think of lapping, right, and you lap water with your hand, that's so you can look around you, right? And if you're gonna be a soldier, right, you gotta be cognizant of what's going on around you. So those who, got down on their knees and put their face down in the water, they couldn't see what was oncoming, right? So the Lord chose those men who were prepared for war. They were prepared because they were cognizant of their surroundings. That's why they lapped the water the way they did. You see? So that's what we our responsibility is to choose the right men. All right? So that was it, man. I was gonna play a little bit of this video, but I'm getting kind of long, or longer than I anticipated. But you can watch this video. IUIC's Memphis March was a power move. Why are y'all hating? sound like a nigga. Why y'all hating? All right, well, but that was it though. Hopefully that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachach Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect. And with that, I say shalom.